What's up, beauty bosses? It's your hair business's best friend, Mikey, and today, part of our live educational series where I am bringing on entrepreneurs like the one that is typing away right now, Dallas Christopher. Dallas Christopher is an educator for Paul Mitchell. He has been with them for 15 years. He is a good friend of mine, and he's also a partner with Private Label Extensions. Today, we're going to talk about his journey in the hair industry, as well as him and I opening a store together and everything else. It's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm going to bring Dallas in here. And there he is, Dallas.
Hey, what's up, man? Listen, I like that interview. I mean, that introduction. I was like, who is he talking about?
Yeah, Dallas Christopher, the one and only. So Dallas, I did a quick intro, but if you could just to let people know like what your experience is with the hair industry and how you got started and what you're doing now, where you are today, just so people have a little bit of a background of your greatness, honestly.
Cool. Well, really quickly, been in the industry since I was 16. I'm 29. Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But have been in the industry for quite a while. Been with Paul Mitchell now for 15, going on 16 years as an educator, national educator, international educator for JPMS, and also their brand ambassador, their design team leader. That's my background. Again, of course, you already said, we've had a wonderful relationship and friendship for years. Have a partnership with us, Greenville, and having a store that's there. Hair has been my industry and been my life. I came out of my mother's womb curling hair. There's a couple of things that you say about it, and that is I teach all of my students is that it's you either a learned hairstylist or a gifted hairstylist. Luckily, I was a gifted hairstylist that just happened to knew what shapes of haircuts and how to curl hair and how to do those different things. And then with trial and error, this career has taken me a lot of places, from being salon owner, from being a celebrity hairstylist, from being on television, from working with major companies all over, and being a voice for a lot of people, training over 10,000 students who are now beauty professionals. Yeah.
Not many people can say they train 10,000 students.
I know, right?
Very few. Yeah, 10,000 is a pretty big number. I mean, that's made a huge impact for the hair industry.
It is. And, I took it lightly for so many years, man. I took it lightly that every time I would go somewhere and any one of my friends or, people in the industry, from you name it, from Dwight Eubanks, Derek, Jay, everybody, all the way out to, Sam Finer, someone would say, or makeup artist, Sam Finer, anyone would say, I met somebody who knew you, I met somebody who, you taught them, or they were up under your wing, or you were their mentor. And I just took it for granted until I finally realized, wait, I've been doing this for so long. I should have somebody everywhere.
Really.
I should have somebody everywhere. So, if I haven't taught him in a classroom, I've taught him on, going through traveling and teaching. So, going through the other schools. I think we have 172, 75, 79. Don't start me to lie, but it's a lot.
Yeah. So you're also, as of, I remember in earlier this year, before it was Rona season, and we were all out and about. I was at this, we had Private Label Wholesale at this little show called Bronner Brothers. And I remember seeing you on the stage about an awfully lot over there at Bronner Brothers. Tell us your relationship with Bronner Brothers and what's going on with that.
Well, cool. You're right. I was there a lot. I am very, very, very blessed to be an official judge for Bronner Brothers and their student competitions, Rising Star competitions, their barbering competitions, their extension competitions. I've always been a part of it with Bronner Brothers for years. I remember when I was a kid coming up that, that was the biggest thing for me to go to, was to come to Atlanta and go to the hair shows and see the big bad D's and the cool C's and all of that. And then, you know, being able to come up in the industry. And I never competed out of all the years that I came there, never competed. But then, you know, as becoming an educator and having that a reputation as I'm very black and white when it comes to the hair industry. I'm so by the book, because I'm a teacher, so by the book that I was able to become a judge. And again, very fortunate to judge some of their hair battles, competitions behind the scenes, be a very loud voice with Bronner Brothers, and even having the opportunity now with Bronner Brothers to work with their design team for 2020. Now, COVID came along, wasn't expecting that, but
I know. You know, and it's interesting because you know what we like to do in this video series is I really want people to understand and learn different techniques that's going to help them in business and grow in business. I actually just made a video today for my hair business channel where this is actually streaming live on the hair business channel as well as the Facebook group. And I was talking about payment processing and how important relationships are with payment processing. Earlier today, I had a call with American Express, and you know it's important to have a good relationship with your credit people you have credit cards with and everything else. And that kind of segues into our relationship when we met back in 2014. And you know, we started building that relationship and how important relationships are because you never know what could happen in the future once you start building great relationships with people. What do you think about that?
You know, as that's great what you stated. As I teach students, is that in our hair industry, the circle is so small, is that you never cross someone. You always want to build amazing relationships, as you just said. And so with having that, you never know that me being who I am, you know, I could never talk bad or never do anything, you know, out of pocket, because that next person that's over here, that's in this small circle, which is Derek J, or which is, you know, Oscar James, you never know who you're going to go work for. You never know who you may get called to go do a Tyler Perry movie, or, you know, you name it. And so building good relationships is so important. I got a couple of things that I want to add to that, because I'm actually been teaching that today. And
okay. Wow. Right on time.
Right on time. I wrote down a couple of things. And a couple of things that I would say in thriving in this profession, especially dealing with hair and dealing with the hair industry, is be true to your word. One thing is be true to your word. Choose your words carefully and honestly. Be someone who can be counted on, and to tell the truth and do what you say you're going to do. That's so important in this industry. If you say you're going to be somewhere, if you say you're going to do something, dealing with your book, your money, be that person. Be that person that's reliable and can be counted on. Another thing is be punctual. Most important, be punctual. I know you're a stickler on that. If you say meet you at 4 o'clock, that means be there at 3:30. Okay.
I mean, look, you can't wait. I mean, you got to remember, like, you know, you can't waste people's time and how important time is and how valuable time is. So,
Absolutely.
you know, you got to really treat that with respect, because, you know, people's time is money. It's just that simple.
Yeah, it is. Time is money. And so when you hear that, or when you know, again, I tell students that if you make an appointment, if that appointment is at 3 o'clock, you need to be there at 2:30, prepared. So when your guest walks in at 3 o'clock, you're already prepared to do whatever it is that guest is asking you to do. Another thing is be a lifelong learner, is what I like to say. Even though I told you I've been in the business since I was 16 and I'm 29, you can count up whatever years you want to count up, or however you think I am, even though we've seen this gray in my head, in my face. I'm always learning. If you can notice, I always keep mannequins up. I don't know if you can see the back of my house or whatever. I don't know. I always have mannequins up. I'm always curling hair. I'm always cutting hair and trying to find new creative ways to do different things. I'm always going to see other different educators and learning from them, even though it's like, hey, you know, she's only 26. It doesn't make a difference. I can learn from that 26-year-old. I may be able to pick something up that I missed as I was going through. Pitch in is another thing in this industry. You always want to make sure that you pitch in. Don't have that mentality is that, well, that's not my job. Yes, it is. It is your job.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you want to own a business, it is your job. Okay. Remain positive is one of the things that I want to, touch on, especially in this time right now, with so many different things that's happening. I know we can get emotional. I've been emotional at some point, but you have to always remember is go back to being positive. Go back to being positive and thinking positive. Yes, there's going to be change that's going to happen, but you still got to have that positive outlook. Is one thing that I want to share with people. And then be loyal. Loyalty is everything, and that's most important. It's vital in the hair business. It's vital, and I teach all of my students is that loyalty. This is why so many people try to get me to be in the hair business, partner with them, sign off on them and say, hey, Dallas says this hair is great because he's the guru. He teaches other teachers, sign off on it. It's because I'm loyal. That they know how loyal I am. They know how matter of fact I am. And that when I'm with something, I'm with it. That's why I've been with Paul Mitchell for that many years. I've been with it. And that's why you and I have had a great relationship for so long. I know I've been doing a lot of talking, but just trying to help.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, no, I mean, people in the group need to hear this. They hear it from different people. Different people's messages are going to stick different ways. So that's really our goal is to get real information from business owners, people in the industry that are actually doing something. It's great posting on social media and all this stuff, but you got to take action.
Yes.
And the people that are taking action are the only ones that are really going to make it in this industry. But it's not just this industry; it's any industry. You got to take action.
Very good point. Very good point. You're right.
Yeah. So getting back into our relationship, I met Dallas back in 2014. We were working on a project together with one of Dallas's celebrity clients, and then just over the years, we kept going and going, and back in 2019, so last year, I guess it was kind of early last year, I think I sent you a message at like 5 a.m, and I was like, because I know you're from Greenville, and I was like, Dallas, look at this space in Greenville. It's 1,200 square feet. It's right downtown. It looks great. We should work together. We should open this store. And literally months later, we were, creating contracts, signing leases, and opening our store. We did it.
Yeah,
we did it.
Opening the store with that much energy and that much excitement. You are absolutely right. And I do remember back in 2014. I'm not going to say who, but I'm just saying that I remember. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I've had so many people come and ask, as I said before, hey, we need you to sign up on this hair company, and I never would sign up on any hair company because I was like, nah, I don't believe it. And something I'll say that's real funny about that is that particular person, their manager is the one. It wasn't a celebrity. It was their manager who asked me to come because it said, we know you're the guru. We know you know the stuff. And in that conversation, I remember telling that manager saying, well, listen, before we get here, people will bring out and lay out their good china. And you'll see only the good china. But you need to see those dirty dishes or those 60 pieces that you paid $29.99 for that you got from one of those, whatever. He's going to have some of that in the back. So he's going to bring out your good china, but he's going to have some of that in the back. And I remember talking to you and you were laying stuff out and you didn't know I was there to give the thumbs up for them or not. But you just kept laying out and it was Zakira there that day also. I remember that.
Yeah.
Zakira was
yes, she was.
The first day I met her.
Yep.
And you just kept laying stuff out and I kept seeing it. And I kept going, this is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. This is some great stuff. And it just kept coming. And finally, when you got up went to go get something else, I leaned over to that artist and I said, you don't get this foolishness right now. If you don't jump on, baby, I'm jumping on with this because this is, the business. This is great. And it was just really, really a fun time. So, and then we just stayed friends and stayed cool and worked together. And we tested out so many things. We brought hair into Paul Mitchell and colored it.
Oh, yeah.
I let the kids do anything they want to do with it, and to see where we are. And that not saying that was the only thing, but there's a part of building that brand of who private label extensions became. You know, that strong brand, that presence in the community that you became. You know, so and then boom, that little early morning phone call or that message going, hey, and then here it is. We knee deep into having a partnership and contracts and having a store in a hometown that I was born in. And it's just amazing, man. It's just amazing. I'm still excited about it. Wake up every day excited.
Now let's talk about the store, you know, like getting the store open. I think because I had opened Atlanta and Atlanta's been open for a while. Actually getting the store open because it was my second time, it really wasn't a challenge relative to kind of like building up that first one and you have momentum. But I can imagine if you're a new brand opening a store, what I would always recommend doing is start online first, start building your brand, building your presence. And then if you do want to open the brick and mortar store, open it later. You know, I think Greenville, like we were on a roll in Greenville. It started off slow, you know, actually slower than I thought, slower than you thought.
Right.
It started picking up steam. And then here comes March. And then like, I'm like, wow, this is really working. Things are good. And then Corona.
Yeah.
Yeah. That threw kind of a monkey wrench in our plans. But you know what? I think we were smart about everything we did. And you know, we're back open and we're really back to those early March numbers. And you know, excited to continue to grow this because I tell you what, there really needs to be a private label extensions in Charlotte, North Carolina. What do you think about that?
Man, listen, it needs to be one there ASAP. You know, can I tell them that I went up? You know?
Yeah, sure. Tell them. Let them know.
Dude, I don't know if anybody's seen my Instagram and the ones who do follow, because I do get a lot of questions from you guys when you're asking questions about hair and all that and everything. But yeah, this past weekend, I drove up myself and just kind of took a gander at the location. And I'm the real kissing babies, hugging, and I'm that one who wants to, you know, go out into the community, want to talk to people. And man, it is fire. Like if I can close everything here in Atlanta and dash up there tomorrow, I would. It's fire. The people are there. The business is there. It's beautiful. It's a great place. And I like, before we even go anywhere else, I like how you stated that it took having an online business and creating an online presence, because we even skipped over the fact that that's what we did, you know, with me having my online business with Dallas Christopher Hair, having that brand. It took building that first and getting that, you know, energy going and getting comfortable with having that dropship bundle, getting comfortable with running the business and understanding all the aspects about it before the brick and mortar would be able to come at that point. Because, you know, it's great to open doors, but it's not easy.
Not easy. Not easy. Yeah.
It's not easy, but it's a lot of work you got to put into it. There's a lot of trips making back and forth. A lot of people say on my Instagram, I see you rolling. Yeah, I'm constantly rolling. I'm constantly getting on that road, getting back.
You really are. Yeah.
You know,
and it's actually perfect of what you just said previously was you wish you could just close everything here and just move up there and kind of get it started, right? But
yeah,
sometimes we got to be realistic. You can't do that because you have responsibility. You have a job with Paul Mitchell. You have bills like all of us, right? And I even told you from day one, and this goes into a couple points, is how important it is to reinvest back in your business. Because I said day one, I said, Dallas, when this store opens, guess what? No one's getting paid.
Yes.
I mean, how clear did I make that?
That was on day one. We were at your house in the parking lot. That was on day one. Like, let me make sure you know, we're not getting paid. Okay, no one's getting paid.
No one's getting paid. We're gonna do this. Right. We're gonna open up one location.
Right.
And then I said, okay, look, we're gonna get this location going, and then we're gonna open up a second location.
Right.
And then we're going to get that going. And then we can open the third location, reinvesting. I said, it's probably going to be 2 years before I break out that $1 bill and be like, Dallas, we got our first, here's a dollar for you, here's a dollar for me. That's our first dollar. But guess what? Reinvesting back in the business. Because honestly, I said, and I was very upfront with you, I said, Dallas, I know how this is going to work out. I said, one store is not going to change your life, Dallas. And if you're going to make a move like this, you want to change your life, right? 2 stores, we're looking pretty good. But 3 stores,
right,
get those working, and that's life-changing right there.
Yeah. And that's, again, getting that misconception out of the head. Ooh, let me go jump and open a store. There's a lot of sacrifices that has to come, and you just have to be honest with it. And that's what I was saying about me, hopping in the car and running back and forth in the middle of the week, even when, I still have to work and I got to make that 2.5 hour drive there and then come back. There's a lot of sacrifices in creating this business and making it work. And,
right.
and, again, turning that money back into the business, funneling it back into the business to grow it. It takes more than that one. The one, great. Yeah, we're getting good service. We're becoming a little bit more steady. Not as exactly where we both want it to be, but it's not where it isn't, or
right.
not where it was.
For sure.
And it takes that time for it to grow. So yeah, you just got to be able to invest your time, invest your efforts, and really be serious about doing it. Like if you really want to make it happen, you got to set some goals. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. And as excited as people get, because I see people when they launch, we help them launch their online stores, and what I really I can't tell people enough is business is a marathon.
Yeah.
People come so hot out of the gate. They're like so hot out of the gate, and then it's like this slowly just kind of slowing down, burnout. And it's like some people last a couple months, maybe 6 months, but really this is a marathon. Like, I even put in the group, I said, look, if you're not going to be consistent for at least 2 years straight, don't think you're going to see success. You got to be consistent.
Yeah. You have to be consistent. You have to pace yourself. And I like how you said a marathon, because again, jumping in, doing all that right there, you can't lose the momentum. You can't lose it. You can't, when you get in it and you start it out and then you're about 6 months, 7 months down, you're going, okay, I ain't seeing nothing. No, you got to still have that same energy that when you started. You got to have that same energy. You got to have that same excitement, than when you started. And a new day, new challenges, new day, new sacrifices. This is how you have to look at it with business.
Yeah, it's because it's one of those things where people think that their friends are going to support them, their family's going to support them, so that's why they're opening the business. And I said, look, if you do, which is rare because friends and family very rarely support businesses, unlike your sister, actually, your Dallas' sister she's the best ever. But
and my brother. Hey, hold on.
Rick! Oh my gosh! Remember I sent Rick that what was that thing? That jacket with the
jacket.
the NFL jacket. He was so excited. Good old Rick.
Mike, I had to tell him it's hot. Don't wear that jacket no more, bro.
Yeah, Rick. Oh man, Rick's a workhorse.
Yes, he is.
Because I actually I had to, in the end of last year, I was spending a ton of time in Greenville every week going up, getting the store ready, working with the construction, with, the city. So when you guys are planning to open the store, you're going to have to get, a certificate of occupancy. You're going to have to work on a lease. Remember, leases are negotiable, guys. Make sure that you have all your ducks in a row with that, because it's real important. They're going to want to see your documents and bank statements and all that. They might actually, if you have this stuff, if it's a little bit more presentable, it's probably even easier to get a better deal, because they want a good tenant that's going to be a reliable tenant and pay their rent.
Correct.
So it was a lot of work getting that store set up, because we did do some renovations and other stuff.
We did.
But that Charlotte store is ready to go
instantly. But we learned a lot of lessons from this one, as you talked about it. We talked about it, and you said, now we got a template. Now we have something, where we had trial and error. Even though you've already opened Atlanta, and then now here it is, we open a new one, from being able to build it out and do the different things. we got a template to the next one become easier. And the
Right.
next one after that become easier,
Yes. Yes.
And then being able to stay on track, with that, it's just amazing. I was going to add something in there but I was like, nah, because that's for my hair students, and I need to leave that for the next, because I'm getting ready to go teach them about 9:00 tonight. So I'm gonna leave that for them.
Now, you've been on fire with this virtual training, haven't you?
And listen, every day it's virtual training. Anytime, at any given time, I could have anywhere from 20 to 200 to 190 people in my presence at that time. And so this is my learning zone. Being able to do haircuts, being able to do color, being able to talk about all of the skills that are in our Milady book. That's what I do. Been on fire with it. I guess they say he's the one who can keep their attention because he's very animated. He can do everything, I guess.
And Dallas, so with being with Paul Mitchell, it's interesting because I know you have a love for teaching, and I know you have a love for business. How do you find a balance between the two?
You know what? And this is just my remedy. There's no need to find a balance because it's my passion, and my passion is my paycheck. And so because it's passionate to me, because I love it, I can do this at 5 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can do this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I can do this. And it doesn't seem like I'm working. Never, ever seems like I'm working because it's coming from here.
Right.
And I'm doing something that I really, really, really enjoy. And that's what I tell my students is that if this is the career you're going to work in, you need to really love it. And if you really love it, you'll never work a day in your life. And every time you get a paycheck, you're like, oh, I got paid.
Yeah.
Oh, I got paid. Oh, I got a paycheck. Yay. You ain't even thinking about that. It's not about your pay for me. And so because I've become so well at it, is that I actually get paid a lot of money for doing what I love to do.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. So balancing it for someone to answer that question, balancing for someone.
Oh, there we go. We lost Dallas for a second here.
You got me?
Yeah. We just lost you for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking good. Yeah, we see you.
Angelina was calling. No, Angelina was calling. She wants a hair done. She's flying in from LA. So she wants a hair done. Yeah.
I gotcha.
She was, the jingle girl.
Yep.
But anyway, being able to balance it is, you just got to be able to balance your work, your health, your career, and just keep your focus. Don't the positivity in it is that I always keep that positive mind. My students, just bringing them in. They always go, "Why do you have so much energy at 7:30 in the morning?" And you're here until 9, and the energy never drops. It's here at 7:30. You walk through the door, and you're like, "Come on, kids, what's up? Come on, let's go." And they're like, "You're always like that, all throughout the whole day."
It's a lot of coffee, is what it is. It's what it is. So Dallas,
I do like coffee. Now I do.
We got a question in the group. Jewel Barnes wants to know this Sunday. I don't know if you're in Atlanta this Sunday, but are you going to stop by Wholesale Day in Atlanta this Sunday? Are you going to be available to stop by, or are you going to be in town?
Yes, I actually am going to stop by. So yes, I will. I won't miss that for the world. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. And I was going back to Charlotte, but I was like, nah, this weekend, I won't miss that for the world. Yeah.
So we have, Kenda wants to know, when is Wholesale Day? So Wholesale Day is this June 14th. It's from 12 to 4, but we're having a strategy session, a hair business strategy session from 11 to 12. And we're actually opening the doors at 10. So, a little meet and greet, say hello to everybody, answer questions. Really our goal is to help build your hair business. The strategy session's totally free. If you don't want to buy any hair at Wholesale Day, no problem. That's okay. We're good. We just want to do what we can for the hair business community. You might not even be one of our clients. I don't know why, but you might not be, and you can still come to the strategy session. Like, that's fine. We're not limiting it. So that's just that's how it's going to be. I think the Wholesale Day is going to be cool. As a matter of fact, I think I don't know if it'll be in July that we'll have Wholesale Day at the Greenville store, but I would say maybe, because I think we want to do it a couple times in Atlanta, because Atlanta's easy, right? So what you want to do in business is you want to, just like we created the template in Greenville, right? So you want to make sure you create that template before you just say, oh, I'm going to go do all these different things. Okay.
Right.
So we got the template created. I want to make sure we create the template for the Wholesale Day. And then what we'll do is do those a couple times. And then we got to do the Wholesale Day in Greenville. So let's go ahead and plan for August or September in Greenville, because I know we have some people driving down from Chicago. I have people from a couple places in Virginia, and Greenville's, a 2 hour.
Greenville's closer.
Greenville's closer. And then, once we make it up to Charlotte, we can have a grand opening, wholesale. Maybe we'll do a Wholesale Day private for like our wholesale clients, maybe a pre-opening day or something like that, and do maybe even a longer strategy session, a couple hours, really dive into some things, and, be kind of, I think that would be pretty awesome. Since we're putting it out there on live video, I guess we kind of have to do it now, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, just the fact that you are offering the opportunity for people to come in and just even have a conversation, even if you don't want to buy anything, and you have people like yourself, people like myself, when they have questions to go, how do you do this? How do you do that? I mean, Mikey, I'm telling you, in the group, I get a lot of people who hit me up in the Instagram, who hit me up and ask me, hey, how do you color this? How do we do this? What would be the best option for this if I'm doing this length or doing that? And so they ask me a lot of questions, because some of them are not hairstylists. So they utilize me as a hairstylist to get those answers. Just being able to come to Wholesale Day and even getting that experience with the other hairstylists who are there, or myself or yourself, and asking questions about business. Come on, man, that's free. It's free. And then you're able to buy products that you can definitely use on a Wholesale Day. Oh my goodness.
People are making, trust me, our clients are making, there's some clients, they're not making money, they're making shmoney. Trust me, I see it. I see the back end of their website, like, because through the dropship app, we have like our back end where we see there's certain people that are just absolutely killing it. But you know what? They're consistent. They're consistent. They listen, they take the steps, they write the blog posts, they're, schedule their social media and everything else. So you're going to win. I mean, if you're not willing to do that stuff, then, whoever is doing that is going to be the one that wins.
Yeah, that's the one who wins. And if you're not constantly putting it in someone's faces, this is what I love about some of my students who, going through school, and they're constantly, showcasing hair. Constantly showcasing them coloring hair, doing wigs, curling wigs. And all you see on their Instagram is that every day, constant. And they're always getting people coming to them, and they're going, I can't sell enough hair. It's like, I can't get it out. I'm backed up, and they end up, hey, let me join and get private label, because I can't. That's what you have to do. Stay consistent with your work. Stay consistent. Put your stuff out. Even if it's not the greatest of work, make sure you're constantly putting that information in someone's face, and so they can go, you're the person I go to for hair. Because we automatically think everybody knows. Let me just say that part. We automatically think, well, you should know. You should know. Use every one of your social media outlets to show people, I sell hair. I am a person who is in the hair industry, who is an extension specialist, or however you want to label yourself, but make sure people know who you are and that you're selling hair.
Yeah.
Get your brand out there.
It's and this is one of the things I noticed too, is like people will launch their hair store and they're like, I didn't get any sales the first month. You got to think of the cycle of the somebody that's wearing hair. I mean, over the last decade, I think you would agree people change out their hair a lot more frequently than they did previously. But still,
Right.
it could be like maybe change out your hair anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks, something like that. Okay.
Right.
So if you launch your brand, a lot of these people might have just had their hair done and they're not getting it done for weeks. They're not just going to go buy hair because you launched your hair brand. That's not really realistic. Like nobody does that, right?
Not
So,
feasible.
yeah, you have to make sure that you are consistent. So when it's time for them to buy hair, they buy hair from you.
From you. It's
Yeah.
consistent over and over and over and over again. So when it's time, they buy it from you because they go, wait, this person, I may not know him, but I keep seeing, this person, we're just going to say somebody named Lala Red. Lala Red, I keep seeing Lala Red. I keep seeing Lala Red. I keep seeing Lala Red. Well, I need some hair. Ooh, Lala Red.
I know. La Red always in my DM anyway. So that DM empty. My Facebook messages is 800. People always like, Mikey, go check your messages. Check your messages. I have a question. And I'm like, look, I am not opening my Facebook messages. Like, you have 2 inboxes, right? So like there's the one that are like, I have it separated like close friends and then like for work. And then it's like, you have the other people that you just kind of like friends with. And then you have that other inbox.
Right.
That other inbox is a lifetime of work. And I'm sorry, I love you guys to death, but it's too much. It's too much. I need to do stuff like this where, we are giving out information. You're giving out information where it's a vast majority of people. So my time is best spent giving to hundreds, potentially of thousands of people, the right information because
Sure.
Too many times we see online and it's like, oh, pay $20 for some webinar. I see what they're doing and I'm just like, I cannot imagine the junk information they're giving out here. We just like to give out most of our stuff for free and, just hope the clients kind of take grasp of that. Yeah, I don't know, Dallas. But so what else do you have for them? What else, if there's like a business tip or a couple business tips that you've learned over the years? We obviously talked about consistency and building relationships. Obviously our relationship has, it's been since 2014, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're on our 7th year. What are another tip or two that you think could be real beneficial for the group?
Couple of things is finding a role model that I really find is important. Finding a role model, and so using that same situation as far as a hairstylist in a salon. If you're starting out in the business, you want to find the hairstylist that's in the salon, killing it, crushing it, doing color, doing cuts, doing whatever, and then make that person your role model, and follow their path because they are further than where you are. And follow their path. A quick story is that a guy who was 21 years old, who when I was coming up, he was younger than me at that time, and I was good at a whole bunch of stuff, but I wasn't good at color. And he was 21, and I was the manager of that store, and I put him right beside me in that salon, and watched every color he did. And every time he'd do a color, I go, man, that's amazing, And he told me the formula, and every time he told me the formula, I use it on my next client, over and over and over again. Well, he was the premier colorist. By the time a year was over, I was the premier colorist in there. That I used what he had to help me to do that. And so he was my role model. It doesn't have to be somebody who's like this big person, but it needs to be somebody that you can gain information from to increase who you are or where you are in your career path. It needs to be that.
Yeah, it's funny because I love to talk about my love-hate relationship with social media. I had a call with Kendall and we talked about it's not People are,
Hey, kiddo.
yeah, it's about a lot of people are on social media, but they need to be on business media, right? So when
Yes.
I'm on social media, I'm trying to do business. My personal stuff when I post, when I travel, it's really just for me to be able to look back, years from now and say, hey, I remember that. And I was here on this day. I love the memories thing. Um, so the business media is so important. But one of the things that I find on social media is like it's entrepreneurship is so glorified. It's so amazing. It's so easy. And I'm like, look, this is not easy. So like with stylists, I know you probably go through this is, a stylist gets out of Paul Mitchell school and they want to just be like, oh, I'm getting my own, probably getting my own salon suite and I'm starting my own business and I'm doing all this. I don't need to learn from anybody. That's generally a huge mistake.
Yes. Huge mistake. Really huge mistake.
Wouldn't you say it's better to work like, not, I know nobody wants to work for anybody anymore. That's fine. But isn't it better, wouldn't you agree to kind of work for somebody for a little while, kind of see how they're running a business, see what mistakes they're making so you don't make those same mistakes?
I, again, hitting spot on. I was teaching that today. And as I was teaching it today is that if you're coming out of school, the first thing most students believe is that, oh, I'm going to work at this, high-end salon. I'm going to go and work at this high-end spa. No, you're probably not going to go work in that because you just got out of school and finished your 1,500 hours. And the ones that do go there, you're going to end up being a coffee girl, a guy, or a sweeping girl, a guy, or a folding towel girl, a guy, for about 2 years. The best thing that you want to do in that part is and also don't think, oh, I got about 15 clients, here, and now I'm going to go and get into my own salon suite. That is suicide. Okay. That is, I don't care if you even have 30 clients a week, it's still suicide because you don't grow. You are at your cap when you do that. You want to go into a salon that has multiple people that's working in it so that you can learn how to work as a team in a team, learn other skills, other people who are more advanced than you are, people who are at that same level, people who are a little above, help you be a mentor to someone else. It's so many other aspects in there, learning more how to cut. I also told him, go to a chain that's going to give you a hourly pay, that's going to pay your insurances, that's going to pay your hourly pay. Whether you have clients or not, they're going to pay you that hourly pay, whether it's $12, $15, $16 an hour, they're going to pay you that. But what they're going to do is, and the chain is they're so big that they're going to fuel clients into you. And when they fuel those clients into you, especially if it's a lower chain, let me just explain this a little bit more if anybody are hairstylists out there, especially if it's a lower chain. If it's a lower chain and that dollar price or that price point for their haircut is anywhere from $10, $12, $14, $15, you have more room to have error in that haircut that's going to take you 15 minutes and you do 4 haircuts in an hour than working in a high-end salon where that haircut is $55 and you just got out of school and you're not so proficient at doing that particular haircut. It's more forgiving in that $10 to $15 than that $55, $65, $75 haircut, because this client right here is going to be upset with you that you didn't perform that haircut properly because she just gave you $65. But that $10 to $15 one, or that $20 one, that $25 one, they're a little bit more forgiving because they know I'm paying a price point that's here and I'm only going to be in there for 15 minutes. Well, here's where the learner learns. I did not perform that haircut as well on this time in this 15 minutes. But guess what? In 15 more minutes, I got another woman who got that same haircut. And what I learned is what I messed up on the previous one, I won't mess up on this one because I've learned from it. And so you get more opportunities to learn. So you're in a perfect training experience by learning by each head that keeps coming in the hour, 4 an hour, where you got this one, you only got 1 a week and you just messed her up. And then she's going to beat you down and your confidence is now gone because she didn't beat you down because it's a $55 haircut that you just jacked up because you just got out of school and only got your 1,500 hours. You're not there yet.
I don't know if she's going to beat you down, but you might end up being that next meme on social media about like, I wanted this and then I got this. And then it's like, yeah, and then it's just like a disaster haircut. So,
Oh,
so yeah.
Now you're on social media for life as giving the disaster haircut.
So we have another question. Tamika asks, can someone with no beauty hair experience be successful in running a hair business? What do you think about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it's about understanding the business. It's about understanding the business. So if you don't understand the hair industry, and this is just my experience of it because of it being so great, is that it's almost self-explanatory a little bit. It's almost self-explanatory. The information that and I know what private label is giving out themselves, and what you do is keeping out all the information, podcasts, keeping you in the loop of what's going on. It's understanding how to sell your product. That's what's important, because women know what they want. In this hair industry, women know what they want. And when they come into the salon, and I've been doing hair for a long time, they come in and tell me what they want. I have to be the professional to tell them what they can get based off of their financial position and what the integrity of the hair is. I have to be the professional to tell them that. But they come in and tell me what they want. I want tape pins. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want eye links. That's what I want. I want keratin links. That's what I want. I want a wig. That's what I want. As a hairstylist, for me, I have to explain that part. But as a business, no, you don't, because they know what they want.
Tamika, I'll give you a quick example. There's this guy I know back in 2013, didn't really know anything about hair, and didn't know anything about beauty. And then went into the business, was super consistent, always gave back, always worked hard. And that person's company in 2018 was ranked 278 fastest growing companies in America, the fastest for any hair company ever to be on the big Inc. list, which is where all the companies, they look at that. It's like a big competition every year. So if that person can do that, and that was me, yeah, you can too, because back by 2013, when we launched in 2014, when we first got started, I didn't know anything about hair. So if I can do it, you can do it. It's totally possible. I didn't have any special secret thing that happened or anything else. So yeah, it's totally possible. Don't let it not discourage you. But I can tell you, me going into it and knowing that I didn't know anything, I spent a lot of time learning, surrounding myself with experts like Dallas, who's
resources. I was just getting ready to say that. Resources.
10,000. He's trained 10,000 other stylists. This is like my right-hand man. If I don't know that, trust me, Dallas was talking about the Instagram messages and whatnot. I'm calling Dallas. Look, man, I need some information.
Right.
How do you do this, that, the other, color this, color that. And I feel like I know so much about the industry just from having the right people around me. And Dallas is definitely one of those people.
Yeah. I was just going to add, Tamika, is that, you same thing, utilize your resources and what you don't know, stay engaged with your customers, stay engaged with your clients. And when you stay engaged with your customers and clients, what you don't know, be honest with them, be honest and say, you know what, I don't have an answer for that question, but I do know somebody who does. So hold on, let me reach out to that particular person. And that's the same thing what Mikey would do. If he didn't have an answer to something, hold on, I can answer that. And he engages with the consumer, with the customer. And keeping that open dialogue, instead of just like, oh, well, buy the blonde, it's going to work. No, find out,
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's a really good question. We have another question here. How do you know when to get an LLC or and EIN when you're doing hair or selling hair? I'm still in cosmetology school. So Dallas, if you're working for someone, you don't really need an LLC or anything yet because you're a W-2 employee or something like that. But if you were going to go that route of opening your own business or, maybe a hair business on the side or this, that, and the other, I'd pretty much say the sooner the better as far as getting that kind of stuff all documented and put together. It's real important to keep your business and personal separate.
Yes.
Really, really important to keep it separate. It's really important to have keep books. Don't think that just because people are cash apping you money for getting your hair done, that and you don't want to pay taxes on it or something like that. They're going to find out. They will know.
They will know.
Yeah, they will know. So Yeah,
They wouldn't know.
it's super important to just do it by the books. The sooner you figure out if you just do things the right way, you don't have to worry later on. You know, you did your best, and it's just that's the easiest way to do it. I mean, Dallas, are you going to do a shabby job on some haircut or color? You're going to do it the right way every single time. That's the way
Yeah.
you know how.
Yeah. And I like the fact that, you said that she's a student. And being a student, one of the things that just to piggyback off of what you said, main thing I tell my students is that they ask me, hey, Mr. Dallas, will you follow me? Will you follow me? Separate your personal. I don't want to see you bent over like this. I don't want to see that. And I don't want to see your kids. Show me your professional, or build your own professional. So I tell them make their own professional one. Once they make their own professional, Instagram, I'll follow from there. And that's how you continue with your business there. Show your information there. So if you're in school and you want to do that, I have plenty of students who have, joined as a dropship bundle and able to do business and have their own business, have their own label. I have plenty of students who do that. And you can do that while you're still in school. Just separate the two.
Yeah, I think it's too often people are blasting their business on their personal Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Generally, a lot of time that's not your customer base. You're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time.
What I'd rather see is you posting on your business page and occasionally sharing that post from the business page onto your personal page, and it's kind of that introduction to say, hey, maybe these people are that some of my following. Let me cherry pick those and get them over to my business page and start following me there, where I have more of my business informational posts and how important that is.
Right. And unless you're a personality, and if you are a personality and not these, what is the Instagram thing? I hate when they have that, when they say that they are, I forgot what that title they have down there, that they are.
Influencer?
Not influencer, something else. But it is like an influencer. But anyway, I hate when they put that title on there. If you become a brand, and that brand is what it is. When I tell you is that Dallas Christopher here has become a brand. I made myself a brand. I became a brand years ago. And so every time you see me, you always see me as Dallas Christopher Hair brand. Always, when you see me, you don't see Dallas. Because I've become that. And so at all times, I always have to be in proper gear. I always have to be, being that professional person doing what I do. Very rare you will see Dallas, very rare will you see that. Until you become that particular person, or if you're creating that brand, that's a whole totally different thing. But while you're in it brand new, create a brand based off of who you are as a business.
Right.
Create a brand based off of who you are as a business, what you're going to be offering. What do you do?
So we got one more question before we go. This one is about any tips on getting funding. And you know what? I'm in year 7 and we still have not gotten a penny of funding. We reinvested everything. What I usually tell people in the beginning, especially, banks and other people, they're not going to be real excited to just lend you money to just start a hair brand or any brand, really. It's not just hair. It's like fashion. Start a t-shirt line, and people are like, well, just start a t-shirt line. Why do you need funding? Be resourceful in the beginning. Start building up your own brand. Put in the hard work. It's a lot of stuff you can do. You're putting in, you don't have the financial funding, but guess what? You're going to have to put in your time funding, kind of like Dallas, what you're doing right now, like working in Greenville. Dallas was going door to door to stylists in Greenville, right?
Yeah, door to door, salon
door to door.
Just walking in, cold walking in, introducing myself and bringing, and not even having gifts, just like, hey, here, this is what I have, this is what we sell, here's the catalog, this is what we do. It's kind of guerrilla marketing. Being out there. But that's a sacrifice.
Right.
That's what it costs.
Yeah, the funding sometimes is like the easy route, right? So borrowing money from friends and family can get really tough, because if your business doesn't do well, where are you now? You have, you're messing with that relationship. the best thing to do, a lot of times people say, I'm going to take this so serious. I'm going to quit my job and just do this full time. And I'm like, pump the brakes over here. Like, you do not want to quit your job. Especially today's world, let's be very thankful we have a job. And, you can work on your business before you go to work and after you go to work, at lunchtime. But running a business is hard enough, but running a business and having to worry about, paying your rent and your bills and everything else. Dallas, how does that sound? Not fun.
No, it does not sound fun. And again, plenty of times you're like, "No, Dallas, don't you quit your job?" And I'm like, "Boy, I ain't going nowhere." I'm not going nowhere. It may seem like I might want to, but I ain't going nowhere. You just got to plan. You got to plan. And even though, running back and forth in the middle of the week, yeah, it's a sacrifice. I got to teach at 7:00 in the morning on Tuesday, but yet still I need to get this product to the store because we've sold this, or yet still I have to go, shake hands and meet and greet with this, because I know that in the long run, it's going to, better the business. Got to make those sacrifices. Yeah, got to put that gas in that car. When I put that gas in, it's going to fill it up. $28, boom, I'm gone. It's nothing but a drive, 2.5-hour drive. What?
Yeah, it's quite the investment of basically you got to give it everything you got. You'll see these success stories and stuff, they're 1 in a million. For me, I don't feel like I'm a lucky person. Everything we've done is just from brute force of hard work. If I ever get lucky on something, I have friends that I have some of the luckiest friends in business. Like it's just unbelievable. So that's the thing. So, we really appreciate guys, Dallas's time here. Dallas is a busy guy. That's my guy, Dallas. He's phenomenal. And I'm so happy I'm proud and thankful to have him part of the private label family. And you're going to continue to see great stuff from both Dallas and I. We both have a mission of being great, giving back to the community, and continuing to be awesome. Any last words, Dallas?
Hey, you said it all, man. Everything. I don't have to say nothing. Appreciate you always.
All right, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll be back with more guests in the hair business channel here. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks again, Dallas. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Bye.